Most people who lose fat gain it all back, and it's not because they're lazy. Fat loss is easy. Keeping it off is where people fail. And the reason isn't discipline. It's that no one taught you how eating actually works. Let's break down the real science behind eating right for fat loss and building lean muscle. Understanding how fat loss works. So let's simplify this. Fat loss is based on a simple principle, a caloric deficit. This means that your body is using more energy than you are consuming through food. When this happens consistently, your body is forced to use stored energy, which leads to fat loss over time. Your body burns calories in several ways throughout the day. The first is your resting energy expenditure, which includes all the calories your body uses to perform basic functions, such as breathing, circulating blood, and maintaining organ function. The second is exercise activity, which includes any structured workouts you perform. The third is non-exercise activity, such as walking, standing, or even small movements like fidgeting. The fourth is the thermic effect of food. When you combine all of these factors, you get your total daily energy expenditure. If you consume more calories than this number, you will gain weight. If you consume fewer calories, you will lose weight. For example, if your body burns 2,500 calories in a day, and you only consume 2,000 calories, you create a 500-calorie deficit. Over time, maintaining this deficit can lead to a steady rate of fat loss, typically around 1 pound per week. Why fat loss becomes more difficult over time? Although the concept of a caloric deficit is straightforward, the process becomes more complex as you continue to lose weight. This is due to a phenomenon known as metabolic adaptation. As your body weight decreases, your body becomes more efficient at conserving energy. Your resting metabolism declines because a smaller body requires fewer calories to function. Additionally, you burn fewer calories during exercise because your body is lighter and more efficient. Your daily movement may also decrease without you realizing it, and the thermic effect of food is reduced because you are eating less overall. As a result, the calorie deficit that initially led to weight loss may no longer be as effective. This is why many people experience a plateau during their fat loss journey. It is not necessarily because they are doing something wrong, but rather because their body has adapted to the new conditions. To continue making progress, you may need to make small adjustments, such as slightly reducing your calorie intake or increasing your activity level. Alternatively, you can accept a slower rate of progress, which is often a more sustainable and realistic approach. The 3 essential components of fat loss and muscle preservation. For a fat loss plan to be effective, there are 3 key components that must be present. The first is maintaining a caloric deficit. Without this, fat loss will not occur, regardless of how healthy your food choices may be. The second is resistance training. This is crucial because during a calorie deficit, your body does not only lose fat, it can also lose muscle. Strength training helps preserve lean muscle mass, which is important for both physical appearance and metabolic health. The third component is adequate protein intake. Consuming enough protein supports muscle repair and growth, even while you are losing weight. A general recommendation is to consume between 1.6 and 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. While other factors such as meal timing and food variety can play a role, these 3 elements form the foundation of any successful fat loss strategy. What eating right actually means? There is a common misconception that eating right requires strict rules or extreme restrictions. Many people believe they need to eliminate entire food groups or follow complicated meal plans. In reality, eating right is much simpler and more flexible. Eating right involves choosing foods that help you stay within your calorie target while providing your body with the nutrients it needs. Whole, minimally processed foods tend to be more filling and nutritious. These include lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. In contrast, highly processed foods are often less satisfying and easier to overconsume. This does not mean you must eliminate them completely, but they should not make up the majority of your diet. A practical approach is to aim for balance. Approximately 80% of your diet should come from nutrient-dense whole foods, while the remaining 20% can include more flexible choices. This allows you to enjoy your diet without feeling overly restricted, which is essential for long-term consistency. How to structure your meals effectively. Understanding what to eat is important, but knowing how to structure your meals is what makes the process practical and sustainable. Each meal should include a source of protein. This can come from foods such as chicken, fish, eggs, dairy products, or plant-based options like legumes. Protein plays a key role in maintaining muscle mass and keeping you satisfied. In addition to protein, including fiber-rich foods is important. Vegetables, fruits, and whole grains can help control hunger and support digestion. If you find yourself feeling hungry frequently, increasing your fiber intake may help. Carbohydrates and fats should also be included as part of a balanced diet. Carbohydrates provide energy for daily activities and exercise, while fats support hormone function and overall health. There is no need to eliminate either of these macronutrients, as long as your total calorie intake is appropriate. A simple way to approach meal planning is to build each meal around protein, add vegetables for fiber, and include a moderate portion of carbohydrates or fats. This structure is easy to follow and effective for most people. Why extreme diets often fail. Many diets fail because they rely on extreme measures. People often reduce their calorie intake too drastically, eliminate foods they enjoy, and isolate themselves from social situations. While these strategies may produce quick results, they are rarely sustainable. Over time, extreme dieting leads to increased hunger, reduced energy levels, and stronger cravings. This makes it difficult to maintain the diet, and eventually, most people return to their previous eating habits. As a result, the weight that was lost is often regained. A more effective approach is to adopt a moderate and sustainable strategy that you can maintain over the long term. The importance of a slow and sustainable approach. Instead of aiming for rapid weight loss, it is more effective to lose weight gradually. A realistic target is to lose approximately 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. This slower pace allows you to maintain your energy levels, preserve muscle mass, and avoid feelings of deprivation. It also makes it easier to continue your normal lifestyle, including social activities and occasional indulgences. When your approach to dieting feels manageable, you are far more likely to stick with it and maintain your results over time. Setting realistic expectations. Another important factor in long-term success is setting realistic expectations. Extremely low levels of body fat may not be sustainable for most individuals. Maintaining such levels often requires significant sacrifices in terms of energy, mood, and overall quality of life. For most men, a sustainable body fat range is between 10 and 20%. For women, it is typically between 18 and 28%. Finding a level that you can maintain comfortably is more important than achieving an extreme physique. Building habits that support your goals. Consistency is more important than motivation. While motivation can help you get started, it is your daily habits that determine your long-term success. One effective strategy is to pair less enjoyable tasks with activities you already enjoy. For example, you might listen to your favorite podcast while exercising, or watch a show while doing cardio. This makes the process more enjoyable and easier to maintain. Another strategy is to design your environment in a way that supports your goals. Keeping healthier food options readily available and reducing exposure to tempting foods can make a significant difference in your behavior. Having a plan after reaching your goal. Reaching your target weight is not the end of the journey. Without a clear plan, it is easy to fall back into old habits and regain the weight. Instead of continuing to diet, you should transition to a maintenance phase. This involves increasing your calorie intake to a level that allows you to maintain your current weight. Typically, this means adding a few hundred calories to your daily intake and adjusting as needed based on your weight trend. By gradually increasing your calorie intake and monitoring your progress, you can find a balance that allows you to maintain your results while enjoying more flexibility in your diet.
Final thoughts. Fat loss is not as complicated as it is often made out to be. The principles are simple, but applying them consistently requires patience and a sustainable approach. By maintaining a caloric deficit, prioritizing protein and resistance training, and building habits that support your lifestyle, you can achieve lasting results. The goal is not just to lose weight temporarily, but to create a way of living that allows you to stay lean, strong, and healthy for the long term.
Call to action. If you found this helpful and want more clear, science-based guidance on fitness and nutrition, make sure to subscribe to the channel.